This is a quick tutorial video on how to create a new opportunity in the fabrication group SugarCRM system. The first thing I'm going to do, as you can see, is I have this email from one of our customers that has this RFQ, request for quote, for these 6 assemblies, annual volumes around 5,000 to 10,000 pieces. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate to Spartan Motors, the company. As you can see, this is a Spartan opportunity. I'm going to go up here to companies, and in the search by name, I'm going to type in Spartan. And you'll see Spartan Motors will come up. I'm going to do that one more time. Actually, I'm going to pick on this one. And you will see Spartan Motors comes up. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go up here to opportunities. While I'm on the company page, I can go to opportunities and I can hit create opportunity. And it will automatically fill in the Spartan Motors information. I'll minimize that. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put an opportunity name in here. Usually what I do is I will take the body of the email or the subject line of the email and use it as the opportunity name. And then you're going to walk down these lists. So this is an annual program, EAUs, the estimated annual units. The type is new business production. You can use engineering change for any engineering changes on current production. Service parts is obviously service parts that we're supplying to them. And then new business prototype, this would be kind of one-off or discrete type work. So you've got new business production, lead source. This is an existing customer. There was no campaign associated with this. For this one, I'm actually going to assign this to myself. And then you don't need the assigned engineer at the moment. Keep walking down this. So this is a quote that Modern Tool will actually be pulling together. So I'm going to go ahead and assign it to Modern Tool. Now, if you are part of the fabrication group, you will have access to the fabrication group team, along with the Modern Tool team, the Superior Fabrication, and the Sharpsville Container team. From there, I'm going to go down and I'm going to start creating the revenue line items. So the revenue line items are the individual parts. So I'm going to start with this first part number here. And I'm going to say the required close date. So this is the date that we expect to get a purchase order from Spartan Motors. So I'm going to say this is going to be probably somewhere around the end of August. So I can put maybe August 30th here. The only other thing that's really required at this point is the sales stage. I'm going to leave this in the discover phase, which is kind of the first stage of the sales process. And then the estimated annual units. For this, I'm going to use the 5,000 units a year. I'll leave it assigned to me for right now. So I'm going to go through and create this for each one of these 6 items. Now I realize that these fields, there's a lot of these that are not necessary within this. This is a known issue with Sugar, and we are kind of working through that with SugarCRM to see if we can't get these revenue line items changed to something that's a little bit more relevant to our business. So. Because the unfortunate thing is after we go through and generate these, we've got to go back into the revenue line items and make some modifications to them in order to make sure that the system is correct. All right, so I am almost done with adding these 6 in here. Okay, so once I've done that, I've added all of the 6 revenue line items from this email here, and I'm going to just hit the save button. So now once this is saved, what I would like to do is, it actually says successfully created the opportunity. You can click on this and it will take you into the opportunity. So what I'd like to do from here is actually over on this email, I'm going to go ahead and archive this email to Sugar. And here I can type in the opportunity name and hit search. And you will see it comes up right here. I can hit automatically archive future emails. And I'm going to go ahead and archive that email. So then whenever this refreshes in Microsoft Outlook, it will refresh the system here. So actually, I could probably do it now. I think it's, yep. So now that email is here. So we have that in the system. So from here, what I'd like to do is I'd like to start identifying some of the specific information in each one of the revenue line items. So there's a couple ways we can do this. We can either walk down the list here, or you can go to the revenue line items module and do it from there. But let's just start from here. So I'm actually going to do that and hit confirm. So now we are in this very first revenue line item, which is the 6944906. So what I'd like to do here is we've got to input the program life. Since this is an annual revenue or an annual program, I typically use 36 months or so. This is how long the life of the program is going to be. From there, the close date is set as 8/30. We set that earlier. There's an automatic lead time of 8 weeks in here. And then the only other thing that we need to do is put in an estimated unit price. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this drawing and just kind of basically take a look at it and say, okay, it weighs about 13 pounds. I'm going to say this is a $26 part. Just a complete estimate at this point. But what that will do is that will help us calculate what the estimated annual revenue is of this, so that we can then prioritize that from there. Again, the last thing you got to do is make sure that this is assigned to the appropriate team. And we're going to hit save up here. And then the next thing we're going to do is attach, once this is done saving, we're going to attach the document to it. So the PDF is over here. So this looks like it is not an assembly, so maybe it is, yeah. Okay, so yeah, this has all the information in it that we need. So I will attach this, and we'll have all the information in one spot for the quote. So in order to do that, I'm going to create a new document. And that opens up a new create window. So what I'm actually going to do is over on this side is I'm going to save all of these into a folder. So now I have these just into folders that we can use them easier. So this part number is the 096 049 or 4096. So I'm just going to drop and drag or pick and drag that into this, and it will name the file for me. Publish date is okay. And again, the biggest thing is make sure that the team is set appropriately so that we can have access. The people who need access to it can get access to it. I'm going to hit save, and you'll see that that document is now in the revenue line item of Sugar. So I'm going to go through and do that for the rest of the revenue line items. In order to get back to the opportunity, just pick on this Fab Assembly Amazon opportunity, take you back to the opportunity here, and we're going to hit refresh. And I'm going to move down to this next one, which is the 4086. So again, 36-month program life. We can skip on that. The quote due date, we will get that quote due date filled out once we assign the quote engineer. So modern tool, team, and then this is the 4086. Take a quick look at the drawing. 28 pounds. So again, I'm just going to use a simple 2 times factor. So that's going to be $56 a piece. So that way we can, again, rough estimate at this point, since we don't have target costs from the customer. So I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to create the document. All right, as I'm going through this, I realized that I didn't fill in the part description for these top two, or these ones that I'm working on now. Just wanted to show you one of the quick things that you can do from the opportunity itself, opportunity record. You can hit this drop-down arrow over here on the right and hit edit. And if I'm looking at this 4086 part number, I can pop open the drawing. And it's a shelf metal right hand lower fixed. Just copy that, and with that in the edit mode, I can paste that in there and hit save. So that way you can actually make the edits right in the opportunity without having to go into each revenue line item. Okay, now that all the revenue line items have been updated, you will see that each one of these should have an annual revenue associated with it. And then that annual revenue, actually, if we go here and hit save, it should update this annual revenue. So you can see with these 6 parts, this is a $1.105 million program. And now from here, it is actually ready to be worked on. So in the next video, I will walk you through moving this to the next step of quote development from the discover phase, which is in the revenue line items. The sales stage is currently in discover. So thanks.